All right, we want to talk about how to translate geometric figures. Okay, if we look at the first example here, the first number one, it says reflection across y equals -1. Okay, it's talking about this figure that we are looking at, STUV. Okay, if we look at T, the ordered pair that T is actually holding is 0, 0. So I'm just going to write it here. So that point is 0, 0. And the ordered pair that U is holding is 1. It's over 1 and up 1. So therefore it is 1 on the x-axis and 1 on the y-axis. That's U. And then V is actually over 1, 2, 3, and on the x-axis, so that would be 0 on the y. So my coordinates for V would be 3 and 0. And my coordinates for S would be over 1, which is 1, and down 1, 2, 3, which is you go down on the x-axis, that is a -3. Okay, so now we're going to translate this over y equals -1. Y equals -1 is this line that goes through -1. This is where -1 is on the y-axis. You have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So y equals -1 is just a horizontal line that goes through -1 on the y-axis. So if we look at T, T is go back to this order pair. T is actually 1 unit above that line. So to reflect it across that line, we go back to the line and go 1 unit under that line. So this would be, we're going to call this T prime. Okay, so T prime is going to separate this. Well, let me write it on the other side. So T prime, the ordered pair would be 0, 1, 2, -2. So T prime would move to, so T would move to -2, 0, -2. All right, and U, let's take a look at U prime. Let's see where U would move to. This U was 1, 1. So if we go to this line, we count it as up 1, 2. 2 places above the line. So if we go back to this line, we go down, we go in the opposite direction 2 places. 1, 2. So U will actually go where S is right now. So U actually goes here. Okay, so this ordered pair is be 1 over. So I'm going to put a 1, and it'd be down 1, 2, 3. This is -3. So U moved from 1, 1 to 1, -3. All right, let's look at V. V, we're going to call it now, let's call it V prime. Okay, V prime, V, which is the new name for V, it's going to move. Right now it's 1 unit up. So it's going to go down 1, go down here. So this will be our V. This would be where our new V would be. Okay, so we're going to call it V prime. Okay, and S, let's see, that location where V prime is over now 1, 2, 3, over 3, and down 1, 2. So that'll be 3, comma, -2. Okay, now S. Now let's look at S, where S is. S is actually right now it's on 1 and -3. So we're going to call S prime. Since S is here, notice that it is S is 1, 2, 1, 2 units below this blue line that I've drawn. It's the only point that's below the line. So we're going to have to go above the line, go in the opposite direction, 2 places. 1, 2. So it goes up here. So now this becomes S prime. And that point is on the coordinates is 1 over 1 up 1. So that will be 1 comma 1. Okay. So now the translation will look like this. I'm going to connect these dots. It will be here, here, up there, and there. So that is what the new trapezoid would look like. It would actually reflect across y equals -1. Okay. All right. Let's look at another one. Let's look at reflection across y equals uh, x. Okay. When we look at this one, okay, reflection across y equals x. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clear this out so we can have some more space to write. Okay, so I'm going to clear this. All right, so now let's look at our ordered pairs. We're looking at number 2 now. Let's look at our k, what k is. K is here, so that is over -1, -2. So I'm going to put k, let's write it over here. K, x value is -2, and it's down 1, 2, 3, -3. So the y value is -3. And L is over 1, 2, 3. So L, the x value is 3, and the y value is -1. It's down 1. Okay, and that's L. M is over 1, 2. X is 2, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -5. Okay. All right. So we have the coordinates. So now let's see where y equals x. Y equals x just means that the x coordinates and the y coordinates, they are the same. So here x is 0, y is 0. Here x is 1, y is 1, positive 1. Here x is 2 and y is positive 2. If we go in the other direction, down, x, move over, let's say x is -1, down, y is -1, over, x is -2, down, y is -2. So, so y equals x is actually a line that goes straight through the origin. So that's an imaginary line there. Okay, and this figure has to reflect across that line. Okay, so the way we do that, the way you go about doing that is you look at y equals x, and you take a look at your coordinates, and you just switch them. K is -2 and 3. So if we change it around um, and put the -3 first and then the -2, then we can call this K prime. Okay, and then if we switch the L around, and that's the rule for transformation when you are transforming across y equals x. So for L, if we change it around, we put instead of 3 and -1, we can call it -1 and 3. That's L. We can call it L prime now because we're transforming it. Okay, and M is 2 and -5 right here. So if we change it around, we get -5, comma 2. So now I'm going to go ahead and graph this in a different color. Negative K prime will be, let's go to -3. Let's go ahead and graph it now. If I go over 1, 2, 3, there's -3, down 1, 2. Put my point there. Okay, that's my K. That's my new K. Okay, that's where this K moves across at. All right, now L. All right, L is -1 over -1 and up 1, 2, 3. Positive 3 right there. Okay, and then M is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 1, 2. Okay, so now we have M, our new M, we have our new K, and our new L, which I'm just calling them prime, put just so that we know the difference between the two. So now if you draw your line, you see the transformation. We just move this figure across that line, and that's what the reflection across the y equals x is all about. Okay? All right, let's look at another one. It's going to clear this out, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, number 3 says reflection across the y-axis. Well, the y-axis is this line right here. Okay, so to reflect across the y-axis, let's look at the coordinates. We have E, which is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5. So I'm going to write it here. E is -5, and on the y, 1, 2, 3, -3. And F is over 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. And down 1, which is -1. And G is 0 and -1, which is right on the line. So 0 and -1 is right on the line. Okay, so what I want to do is go to this line. If we notice that G is right on the line, so it's not going to move. It's going to stay in the same place because it's right on the line. So I'm just going to copy it over. G will stay the same, 0 and -1. All right, F, if we look at it, it's on y equals -1. So it's over. Let's count how far it is from this line. 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the left. So we have to go in the opposite direction 4 places. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it's on the right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and -1. So it becomes +4 and -1. So if you look at this, what changed the value of x changed from a -4 to a +4. Okay, now E is over all the way over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5. Okay, so it's over 5 places to the left, so we're going to bring it across that line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So here's our new E. So E becomes 5 and -3. There's E, I'm going to call it E prime. There's F prime, and there is G right there, G prime, right on that line. So if we connect this, then we have a transformation across the y-axis. Okay, all right. And so, and look at number 4 here. You have, seems like number 4 you have correct. Notice that it went down 1, 2, 3 places. So it went back because the transformation is across the x-axis. Here's the x-axis. And so we count 1, 2, 3 places down. And we go back to the line. We count 1, 2, 3 places. So that's the new I. And then the J is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. Correct. And the H is down 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Count up 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Very good. So this one is correct. That is a transformation here across the x-axis. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording and send this to you, and I hope that you understand it. If not, let me know, and we will work on it some more. Thank you.